Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 4 of my Healing Gemstone Grounding Challenge. I'm presenting these 10 days of free 15-minute grounding sessions in honor of the 15th anniversary celebration of my company, Gem Formulas, and also the Gemstone Therapy Institute. So every day in this series, I'm presenting a different type of grounding. And today the topic is grounding your mind. So what does that look like? Well, if you have ever experienced scattered thoughts, the inability to focus, difficulty keeping your attention on one thing, even overwhelmed by a stream of thoughts that just never seems to quit and might even keep you up at night, well, then for sure you have experienced what it's like to be mentally ungrounded. Today, I'm going to be sharing a few gemstone formulas and a couple of techniques that can help you ground the mind. But even if you do choose to use gemstones to help focus and so forth, don't expect your mind to become grounded overnight. Thoughts that run like wild horses are not easily tamed, especially because thinking this way is habitual, and we have to learn how to find a healthier habit. It's forming a new habit, okay? The second reason it can be difficult to tame your thoughts is because of the overwhelming amount of distractions we have in our daily life. But the more you can recognize the thought and say no to the distractions so that you can maintain your attention where you want it to be, the stronger your focus will become. I'm not talking here about controlling your thoughts. I don't believe that's possible any more than we can control a river, but we can move ourselves onto the riverbank, for example, and into the higher mind where we can control where we put our attention a lot more easily. And to do that, we have to ground the mind. So to ground thoughts, once again, requires us first to energetically feed the mind, to nourish it. If you've studied my work on gemstone color ray healing or watched a video or two, you may know that the mind is fed energetically with a blue color ray. This is carried by blue sapphire. Now, introducing a full strand of blue sapphire right away can be too much nourishment too fast for some people. That's the reason why I include white beryl in our blue sapphire gemstone formula. But I have also found that it's very hard to feed the mind when it's really busy, just like it's hard to feed a runner who's running a race. To eat, the runner has to stop and sit down. Well, to feed the mind in a truly deep and nourishing way, you've got to slow it down too. Of course, you can't stop the thought stream, but you can slow it down enough for it to receive nourishment. So for this, we use a formula called tranquility, which consists of blue sapphire and blue topaz and blue chalcedony. That's this right here. There's the blue chalcedony. There are two sections of blue sapphire surrounded by blue topaz. So the blue sapphire feeds the mind. The blue topaz helps the mind receive the nourishment by softening it, and the blue chalcedony helps the mind relax, slow down that thought process enough so that it can be fed. Okay, so feel welcome to tune in to this gemstone formula. Do not feel that you have to reach out to it. Just receive it. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. Let your mind receive it. If you can imagine breathing into your mind, and you can do that first by, go ahead, breathe into your head, breathe into your brain. Brain is only the physical manifestation of the mental body, which actually surrounds you completely. I can tune into that. I've become speechless. Gee, it's live streaming like radio, or you can't stop talking. I don't know. Just has this beautiful, peaceful feeling. It invites your mind to take a rest. And by resting the mind, it's a first step to grounding your mind. Just take another moment or two to receive that. So what these gemstones are doing is that they're slowing down the running of the mind so that the mind can receive nourishment. Very hard to receive nourishment when you're running a race. Well, I should move on. Even though this is just a taste of what it can feel like to calm your mind down, it may have done so enough that you can receive a greater quantity of blue sapphire and blue ray nourishment. So here you go. This is blue sapphire, and it is interspersed with white beryl. Here we go. That's what it looks like. It's hard to see how translucent these are on the internet, but they're really quite lovely. We include the white beryl in the blue sapphire formula to make it easier for the mind to receive the blue color ray. Its primary purpose is to clear unwanted energy, the white beryl, and it also feeds with white light. So by working with this particular formula, you're able to clear out some unwanted thoughts while also, and in doing so, making room for the blue ray as well. These gemstones, well, blue sapphire in particular, has a wonderful way of organizing energies. That's another use for this necklace, this formula, which can be used in bracelet form as well. And I found that disorganized or unorganized, randomly organized energies tend to be found at the root of illness and unwellness. Just allow yourself to receive. Breathe in the blue sapphire energy into your head first, and then let it expand. See if you can move into the energetic counterpart of the brain, which is actually non-local. Every other part of the body has a counterpart that is immediate in your superphysical aura, like your shoulder, energetic shoulders right here. My energetic thyroid is right here. But my energetic brain is not here. It's everywhere. It's non-local. It's the only organ of the body that's like that. It's very fascinating the way that works. It's non-local. So breathe it in. If you breathe it into your brain, it will eventually, or you'll eventually feel this breakthrough, you might say, this sudden expansion where you realize, oh, the blue sapphire has gone past the mind and into, or past the brain and into the energetic mind. Because your mind is not in your physical body, the brain is. That's the physical manifestation of the mind. Wearing blue sapphire the blue ray can also improve communication, increase creativity, and clear blockages that cloud your thinking. It's blue sapphire. Oh my goodness, 15 minutes goes so fast. Okay. Next, I'm going to introduce you to a formula. I love this. It's called Liberty. It has so many interesting uses. Consists of sodalite. That's the key gemstone here, the primary one. Here's our friend blue chalcedony and blue sapphire once again. But these two, the blue chalcedony and blue sapphire, so relaxing the mind, feeding the mind, is combined with the blue chalcedony. Is combined with the sodalite, which has a way of helping to lift the vibrations of the mind, to help clear it. And by lifting those vibrations, the mind can, ironically, that's when it settles. That's when it settles. Negative thinking, negative speech lowers the vibration of the brain, lowers the vibration of the mind, and makes it harder to ground. Makes the thoughts even more scattered, more difficult to control. So tune into these. So while you're tuning into this, I'll keep it up here for a moment. I have another technique I wanted to share with you about how to help your mind become more grounded, to ground your thoughts, is to imagine that each thought is like a party balloon. Okay, colorful, different balloons. And each balloon has a string. When you find the balloon, you grab the string and you tie it to a rock on the ground. So you can do this with any thought that pops into your head that bothers you, or even just as an exercise in grounding your thoughts. So just tie all those balloons to rocks. Do that with every thought that pops up into your head. This exercise can actually help you to recognize thoughts, which gives you the opportunity to make a choice about what to do with them. That's huge, when you can choose what to do with your thoughts. Another tip I can give you is to avoid associating emotion with thought. If you have a thought and it inspires emotion, that thought's going to get very sticky. It's going to be very hard to let it go. So use the balloon method to start recognizing your thoughts. Use the tip about not letting emotion get involved in the thought. Recognize the thought and then immediately either let it pass or tie it to a rock. The thing is, you tie the rocks to the present moment, and yet you continue to move forward into your future. So the rocks stay behind. One more tip I want to give you is, if you feel your thoughts are just going crazy, like running like wild horses and they don't stop, and here you are trying to focus on something or trying to sleep, observe the thoughts like a river, but then climb up onto the riverbank. Climb up onto the riverbank so that you can just watch those thoughts objectively, without any emotion, like a river. But then look up. Look up. So you're taking your attention completely away from your mind and away from your thoughts and looking more deeply into who you are and see what lies within you above your thought stream. It might be a really interesting experience and an interesting exercise. Okay. Well, I hope you had a wonderful time with me today, and best wishes on your journey to greater health. And I will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, for day number 5. Okay, bye-bye for now.